This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at crude oil and at natural gas. But first of all, we're going to take a look here at race, which is Ferrari. And we'll take a look here at Apple and at Microsoft. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude oil and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of bias on a stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here's one of my favorite trades. Here is race, and this is actually Ferrari. Okay, I've owned this for a long time since it came public. I just hold it. I don't really do a whole lot of trading with it, but I do like it. If you can get above this 8-day and that 100-day, I will take a nice, good long scalp on it. Okay, so we can see we came all the way down here. We put a low in at 433.90. Okay, and then we put in a higher low here at 435.02. Okay, so right there you got yourself like a double bottom situation. Now today we made a high here of 442.55 and yesterday's high 441.90. So we have a nice higher high and higher low. Now upside here, there's a couple things that you want to watch here because this is all real just chop fest. Okay, so 8 days is going to be very, very critical. 445.35, that's going to be very, very key. Okay, so, but you need to close above. Now there is a gap here. 444.24, there's your gap, and then we looked at the bottom of this candle here at 451.71. There's your fill. Okay, so you got a gap you fill, and you got your 21-day just above that gap. Okay, now if we can rally up against there, then what we have is this 452.80. That is your 100 SMA here. Now, again, if we can get above that, then we're going to look right to the top of this candle here. This is very, very key. Okay, this is 457.65. There's the gap, and then here's the fill all the way up here at 474.90. Okay, so your gap right there, 457.65, and then we look to the bottom of that candle at 474.90. So gap in your fill, we have a gap in the fill here. Now we do have this 50 SMA here, which is 467.07, and then we have this 21-day at 467.89. So that would be your target here. If we can get above this 8-day and this 100-day, that's going to be key. Then we'll look to this candle. Then we'll look for that 50-day, that 200 or 21-day, and then we look for that fill level. Now, again, if we can get above that, then we have a nice target up here of 491.30, and then obviously we can see your next target up here, which is your breakout at 498.23. Now, downside, you just want to watch that price channel. That's going to be very, very crucial. You're looking at 433.90, which lines up very, very nice here with 433.40, which is your 200 SMA here. Okay, so again, if that is lost here, well, then I say then we can just follow these candles all the way on down. But right now, this is not looking too bad. And what we have here is we're getting like a bottoming situation here on your MACD. Your green is still below your red, but again, you're sitting in oversold territory level right there. Your RSI here, well, we're moving up here, but again, there's no divergence here because we had this low. We had a low, and then we had this higher low, which is right here. Okay, so right now here, this is looking, not too bad here, and maybe we can take it up. So again, if you're a trading race, just watch that 8-day. If we can get above that, watch that gap fill, possible 200 or 100-day here, and then we look to the top of this candle right there at that 457.65, and then we come up to your 50-day, 21-day, and then we have that gap fill on the second gap, which is 474.90. Okay, let's take a look here now at Apple. Okay, here we have Apple daily chart. Now, it looks like it wants to get off the Schneid here. Okay, so we put in the low here. Okay, right there at that 219.71 level. Okay, then we rallied up here, and we're kind of like right in the thick of all this here. But if you look at this 8-day here now, you can see how the 8-day is starting to curl up here. But look where this resistance is. See, this is why you want to trade the chart. Just all I got to do is watch where that 21-day is. See right there? This is going to be the key. 228.72. You need to close over that. That's going to be the very, very key that you have to do. If you can, then we'll come right over the top of this candle here. Look at it, 429.83. We'll look at the top of here. You're looking at 233.47, and then we'll come right up here at 234.74. We work ourselves up here 236.85, and then there's a big retest up there at 237.49 here. But again, this 21 day here is going to be everything here on a closing basis. 228.72. You need to close above that, and then she can go higher. But what I do like about it is this 8 day now is starting to curl up here, and that can push that price up very, very nicely. So on the downside here, what you do is you want to watch that key level here, that 225.35, that's that 8 day, and then we want to watch right here 224.69. There's your 100 day. That's very, very this is very, very key support level. If that's lost here, you can come down to that 219 level. 71 here, and that'd be the big retest here. So basically what we do is we just have a sideways action, but almost like a W kind of a situation here. But just watch that 21 day. We can get above that bad boy. Then we can start taking the candles, and there's your big retest up there at that 237.49. Now here you look at your RSI here. You're sitting at 52, plenty of room to run. Your green is still below your red, but if that could curl above that and get above that 21 day, then we can set that, going up much, much higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at Microsoft. Okay, here we have Microsoft daily chart. Now this is very, very similar to the old Apple chart here. Okay, so here's what we got here. We got that gap again here. Okay, so what we're really watching here is yesterday's high. Okay, so this is going to be very, very key. So you got 429.33. If you can get above that, then we want to have this look at the bottom of this candle. You got 438.50. Okay, right there, top of that candle. Okay, 429.33. There's your gap. And then look right to the bottom of that candle, 432.10 level here. So, okay, so this is what you want to do is you always got to close above this. Then we can go to the next level. Then we have that nice 438.50 level up here. That is going to be awesome again. But again, just watch yesterday's high, that 429.33. That's going to be very, very key. And that'll be your gap, and then we can look at that 432.10. That'll be your fill, okay? And that really pretty much lines up here with what we have here for resistance. Then we can go to that 438.50. Now, again, if we can crack above that, we have some nice targets up here. You got 441.85 here, and then we just bring these price channels here right across, okay? So what you got there? You got 448.39. You bring this bad boy across here. Okay, what do we got? You got 457.26. Then you have your big retest up there at 468.35. Okay, but again, you got to close above yesterday's high. You got to fill that gap, and you have to close above this 438.50. Then we can go to the next level, and we can work ourselves right on up here. Now, Microsoft going forward, I think, is a really, really good trade. Same way with Apple, same way with all the tech. But again, just remember, there's going to be a tax selling situation here where they're going to sell out of the market, and that's what it is, the buying opportunity to run this bad boy up higher into the end of the year. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil netty gas. Okay, here we have crude oil daily chart, natural gas daily chart, pretty much tells it all. Okay, so yesterday we had this bottoming candle, and today we had this. It held the upper portion of the candle, and we made a higher high and a higher low. That's always very, very good. So let's take a look here at the upside here first. So right now you're sitting at 68.73. Yesterday's high was 68.86. So that's what you're going to look at first. Then we'll look over the top of this candle here. You're looking at 69.13, and then we can look at today's high. That's at 69.39. If we can get above that, we have that 8 day right here sitting right at 69.92. That's going to be very, very hard to get through. And then we have that 68.97 21 day sitting right there. And then if we can get above that, then you got 70.54 level. Okay. Now, again, if you can somehow manage to get above that 70.54 level here, then what we do is we just follow these candles right on up here. Okay. So your next level there is going to be 71.45. 71.81, and then we'll come over top of this candle here, that's 72.25, and then your big retest up there at 72.88, which is basically that price channel. That price channel has been coming down, and then there's the top of that candle. So you're trading this range here, that 72.88 on top, 66.72 on the bottom. But overall, this chart really isn't that bad because you look at it, you've got a low, a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. But for me, in this time period with the seasonality in play here, and everything that's coming down here, down the pipeline here that's going to be going in the future, is I'm just trading this here, okay? Now, UCO was a good trade. They good scalp there today. So basically what it is I'm short, and I'm just scalping the long here because right here, if we can't get through this here on a closing basis, and this is going to have to come down here because right now we have a downtrending market here. You look at the high, lower high, lower high. You know what I'm saying? We have a downtrending market in the crude oil here. So just remember that here. There's nothing really, really bullish about this. You see this, like we had this downtrending situation here. We popped up, but it's still downtrending all the way on down here. Okay, so we have some sideways action, so you just want to just trade that range. Now on the downside, well, when those futures open at 6 o'clock tonight, you want to watch obviously this low, okay, which is 67.92. That's going to be very, very key level here. If that's lost here, then we're going to come over here to 66.94, and then you retest that 66.72, which is basically that candle. But let's just see if we're going to be trading this range here, maybe between that 66.72 and this, 21-day, 8-day, and 50-day. We'll see if we have a range here now. We can just trade it. Okay, so natural gas here, well, you can see here, pow, I mean, now I came in this morning here. This is why I say you got to trade what's in front of you now, what you want. I was kind of looking here to scalp some of UNG here, because I just caught possibly here that we had that 3.02 yesterday, that maybe we could hold this and it could go higher. Well, the first time I scalped the KOLD, I got 3 points, and then I got another 2 points out of it. Out of the KLD. So I got 5 points out of KLD here, just scalping this here short. It just kept on going down and down and down. And then once you start losing, when you see this candle selling off here, okay, so you always want to look to the left of the chart, because where it's been is usually where it's going. So then you just watch the bottom of that, 2.85. Well, that you start losing that. Then I figured, well, okay, you're going to go to the next level, 2.83, and then you're going to go to this 8-day. So I jumped back in there on the old short side, and now you can see where it went all the way down. Now I have no position again here. I was only intending on scalping it once, but it got so tempting I had to scalp it short again on the second time. Now you can see where we lost that 8-day. So let's look at the upside here first. You need to reclaim this, okay? 2.797. That's what you need to reclaim. If you can get back above that, then we'll look to yesterday's low, looking at 2.83. We look to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 2.85. And then we can come over here to your 2.91 level. Then we come up to the top here. You got 2.95. And then we can go right for that 3.02 level here. But realistically, on downside, today's low here was 2.76. And what we do is we just look at this candle right here, 2.76. Okay? So this is where you just take, when it loses that candle, then you just go to the bottom of the next, then you go to that 8-day, which is very crucial, and then right here to the bottom. Okay? But so far, you went down 2.762. Now, the top of this candle is 2.74. So you have not filled this gap here yet. So we got to see at when those futures open at 6 p.m. what exactly this is going to do here. Is it going to fill that gap and come down lower here, maybe even down there, or down to this 21 SMA here, or the 50-day? Or is this going to stop there and then we have a nice run back up again? So this bull flag here played out really, really nice. But again, this is natural gas. They don't call this the widowmaker for nothing. You always just, up to me, just trading it. And again, I had really no intentions of doing it on the short side. I just was going to do it on the long side, but then I could see, she's just falling off, getting a red candle, and you couldn't get higher than yesterday's high. And then once you start losing these candles, you got to jump into trade and then take it down as far as you can. Now, RSI here, you're coming down a little bit, but you're sitting at 53. That can roll back up here. Your green is still over your red, so we got to see how that's all going to shake out here. So when those futures open at 6, watch that high, today's low, and then watch that 8-day. Very, very critical. You want to get back above that so we can ride it right back up here. If you can't, and say you lose today's low, then we can look at this 21-day and that 50-day as your target. Okay, that's what I got for you, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Friday, TGIF, which is always good. Now, the rig count will be out at 1 p.m., and I'll be here before 7 o'clock, and we'll take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and then always got something else that we can throw in the old mix. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.